Men of Reddit. What is a 100% myth about men? Story 1. I'm not babysitting when I'm with my daughter. I'm being a father. Duck this nonsense. I've even heard other guys say it. 2 guys at my office were once bragging that they never changed a diaper. Yeah, that's not the humble brag you think it is. I read a post once where the Opus said their dad would ask to get off work early so that they could help take care of Opus when they were an infant. His boss laughed at him and proudly stated that he'd never changed a diaper. Opus's dad replied that he'd be embarrassed to admit he was that useless of a father and husband. Changing diapers was my biggest fear when my wife got pregnant with our first. I had never really even held a baby, much less changed a diaper. But I resolved to do it, and I became a diaper-changing master. And it never even once bothered me. I think I'd probably gag if I had to change somebody else's baby's diaper. But with my own child, it was easy. Changing diapers doesn't make my top 100 difficult things about being a parent. Actually, something about that time was a nice bonding moment. And I always ended up laughing with my kids. Literally yesterday I got off a 10-hour graveyard shift. Took her to school, got a 2.5-hour nap, took her out before lunch, and we went to a water park. Then my wife came to meet us after she got off work, and we went to a theme park after. I was talking with a coworker about my plans, and he referred to it as babysitting. I let him have it. I'm ducking choosing to not sleep, so I can enjoy time with my daughter. It's not babysitting, it's being a good father. Story 2. We are not always ready for facts. Sometimes we don't want it at all. We are tired, or have things on our minds, or are just not in the mood. And even where we do want it, we want the lead up to be fexy and seduct too. Just grabbing our junk and immediately expecting a stiffy. And a race to pull off clothes is only sometimes a thing. Take your time and make sure we feel part of it, rather than just something to be used when wanted. Had a brief thing with this chick who would be very spontaneous in initiating facts, verbally only, and had zero foreplay game. It'd go from "Are you corny? Let's duck," to her pulling my pants off. Then she'd just sit there, look at my stick and go, "Well, are you gonna get hard? I thought you were corny." I swear this chick thought sticks came with an on and off switch, and we just go, "Okay, I'm gonna get in friction now." Bing, and here's one we prepared earlier. Which, funnily enough, actually, preparing one earlier, if you get my drift, was a tactic that I used occasionally on this chick if I was suspecting that she was expecting. I made the mistake of going to where they suggested that men a woman meets should be tested. If a woman dances close to a man, and he isn't aroused, that means he is an addict, and they should ghost him. Here's text from a post on their front page right now. If we're about to have facts, and he can't perform, I get up and walk out. If he can't finish, I will stop facts and leave. I explicitly tell them that I can't risk being with another addict. I drop them on the spot. Of course, they all deny it, but I know better. These folks are out of their gourd. Story 3. I absolutely do not think about facts every 6 seconds. I assure you that when I'm stuck in traffic, my train of thought isn't, "Oh wow, this sucks. I wish we'd move. AHHH, big bit is there even an accident up ahead?" If I had a flying car, I wouldn't be in the mess. I wonder what would happen if I was a ninja. Though, that guy has a funny mustache. I should get Mickey DS on the way home. You forgot just straight up zoning out for 15 or 20 seconds while traffic is stopped. I worked in a career that I eventually started to hate. And those moments to zone out, or the moment when you get home, turn the car off, and it's just totally silent, were so cathartic. There's this horrible book about facts in marriage, by a guy named Gary Rosenberg and his wife, Barbara. They claimed that men think about facts literally every 7 seconds. But women think about facts every 7 weeks. Such a delusional, degrading lie. Edit. His last name is Rosberg, not Rosenberg. Story 4. That men don't want or need compliments. That men don't cry. That men have to man up and deal with hard things. that men prefer to pursue over being pursued. Men crave all the same emotional and mental stimulation that is generally associated with women. Society just tells us we shouldn't want or need them. Men will receive a genuine heartfelt compliment once in a blue moon, and that will be remembered for decades because of the lack of consistent emotional support. I was walking home by myself one night, and a lady complimented my hat in 2019. I still remember exactly where it happened. Her friend gave her shit about it, and she said, "Well, it's a nice hat. What's the problem?" I smiled all the way home. Story 5. Never show a man you are interested. He prefers to work for it. If I ever got the feeling a woman was not into me, I would immediately stop pursuing her. If I got mixed signals, I would always doubt myself and be conflicted and anxious about pursuing her. If she gave me clear green lights that she was interested, that was when I was most excited, enthusiastic, and happy. I am an adult. I don't want to play head games. I want an adult relationship. Edit. Yes, I agree that you don't want a woman who is too easy to get. There is fun in the chase, but she needs to give some actual indication that she is interested and wants you to pursue her, that she is interested in a relationship too. She can't give you the cold shoulder or blow you off and reasonably expect you to keep going after her. Yes, I agree that you don't want a woman who is too easy to get. I do. I don't want to waste time with some chase to stroke anyone's ego. I've been strung along too many times by women who either just wanted the ego boost or were attempting to block another woman from getting with me. Duck that shit. I'm not saying I'm going to go in like a bull in a china shop, and she either goes with it or not. But if I like someone, I'll let them know and ask what they think. If it's a no, cool, maybe we can be friends. If it's a yes, great. Same. I have very little patience for invitations to prove that I like someone, or I'm serious enough, feeling like I'm playing some sort of attraction game via the chase. I've got more important things and more authentic people to do. Say what you mean what you say, ask for what you want, and give clear answers when other people ask you. The world is so much simpler. Story 6. You can change something about me that I don't want to. Women marry men thinking they can change them, and they can't. Men marry women thinking they won't change, and they do. I want my man to remain the person that I fell in love with. That's why I support him to be himself, and continue to be who he was when I met him. That being said, we have had to work on things like him putting his washing in the basket and taking muddy boots off at the door, because they are normal compromises of living together. Just as I've had to change a couple of things to make him more comfortable and happy. But trying to minimize or stop the person you love from having hobbies, friends, spending their time and money how they want to is awful, and creates a resentful person who is no longer the person you fell in love with.